a plus size dick suck is very equivalent to a white girl dick suck. It's like the same level of dick suck.
What? I didn't know white girls were known for their head.
Oh, yeah, white girls definitely been known for sucking dick for a while, but it's been a long,
Is that a rumor in the black community that white girls can suck a mean dick?
They can suck a mean dick.
No idea.
That's snow bunny talk.
It was like
right
that
there.
in the, that was the thing. Give me that Becky. The 90s and the 2000s. But now,
guys.
Black women have, not saying the skill hasn't always been there, but they definitely show it more.
I would think
so that's
black women are better at giving head because their lips are nicer than ours.
That would make sense.
I don't know. That do make sense. It makes sense to me.
I mean, maybe not mine.
But maybe
now.
that what makes white women have to overcompensate and go above and beyond because they can't rely on the lips. They gotta.
And plus size women, for me personally, it tastes like candy.
What?
I pretend it's
that's a real savory treat.
I pretend it's a little piece of candy or something, like a little fruit, just like a.
In high school, I had a trucker hat.
It's food. It's more enjoyable.
Okay.
That got airbrushed and it read Becky. And that's what I walked around with.
That's
all
cute.
summer.
Yep.
That's funny.
Yep. You were made for this.
Okay, but the tip that I got from the book
I want to know.
What's
that
the tip?
I brought into life is just enthusiasm.
Enthusiasm. Be excited
huge.
to suck a dick.
That goes both ways though.
Be excited. Yep.
Well, I remember
Like for everything, like it's just better if you're excited.
Yes.
Or having fun. You have two options, you can do it or you can do it. Like you're gonna do it either
And the other
way.
person can feel when you're not into it. I remember a girl in high school was like, "Do you even want to be doing this?" Because I just was like, and so like ever since then that's stuck with me. And it's like you got
be into it.
Yeah.
And I think you're into
Excitement.
it more when you're into the person too.
Hell
That's
yeah.
that's what makes you more
that
excited.
helps. When you're into the person, you're into it
Especially
because
when you hear them being pleased, that makes you more excited because you want that person in particular.
Yep. And where men win is just giving head and wanting nothing at all.
Yeah.
Those guys that just like to eat pussy for fun.
Are so important.
Clock out.
Yep, they're important.
So
they are
important
ahead of
to
the game.
world.
They're
They're
kings.
The ground trailblazers.
Yep. They are before everyone, pretty much.
They can get on the boat before women and children.
Yep.
Yeah. When you guys eventually take over society.
Yep. Like if we had to get rid of men, we'll keep the pussy eaters.
Yeah.
For the breeding.
The pleasure pussy eaters.
Yeah.
The pleasure pussy eaters. The PPEs.
No, because also we were talking about this the other day, me and my girlfriend, because she keeps I have a girlfriend and she's like keeps crying about this guy that doesn't. She's not crying, but metaphorically crying. God forbid she watches and be like, I didn't fucking cry.
Keeps complaining.
She's just like she misses this one guy, and I'm like, he doesn't eat vagina. He doesn't go down on girls. They dated for a year and he never went down on her.
And she still
Automatic
wants
down.
him.
Yeah, Jamaicans were like that too. That's why I never dated them.
Yeah, well, that's a very old
They
school
think it's
thing.
taboo. Mouth is for food. Yep.
But yet nothing will stop. But they will let a girl go down on them.
Right.
So that's not for food.
I mean, yeah. Now it's more common, I guess. But like it was like known
It is an
as
old
taboo.
school thing. It almost like makes you seem like more feminine. Like, oh, that's like emasculating to go down. That's like the old school
Yeah.
thought.
Also, like, there's a difference between guys who will go down.
Is
having
this
a hair-
okay?
He's having a
Does he have
hairball.
asthma? Oh my God. This is what
Is
happens.
he in the shot? A little bit. Oh, that's funny.
Are you okay?
Dude. Oh, he's got allergies?
I wanted to come out.
Do that. I know. I'm like,
Oh
let's
my
just
God.
wait a second.
Well, it reminds me of when a cat's about to throw up and they start like rocking the head.
Oh, come on, Zeus. You got it.
Come on, Zeus.
Oh,
buddy.
yeah. Come on, baby. Get it out. It's almost there. Ooh, it is right there. I know that. I know that feeling.
Is he trying to get something out?
It's like he has allergies, and then he'll like lick himself, so he'll get like legit hair balls because he's just licking all of his hair off his paws.
Oh.
You know?
Because they lick their own balls, right?
Well, his paws.
Yeah.
Oh, his paws, not
Or
his
like
balls.
even like his arms, like they'll just be licking.
Okay. Anyway.
There there are a difference between guys who go down on girls for fun and then guys that go down on girls because like they know that that's what that girl wants. And like there are guys who like to eat pussy and they'll just eat pussy. And then there's guys who are like, well, I'll eat your pussy. And
yeah.
I mean, both are good,
some men
but
who, get, they get hard off of giving head.
100%.
Yep.
Until it goes on too long and then you just gotta focus.
Those are very nice men.
Yeah.
Dude, one time this guy went down on me for over 2 hours.
Wow, how did you even stand it?
I was like half asleep by the end of it.
Oh,
You just didn't want to tag him out. You're just like,
I was just like, you do you, boo.
That's
it wasn't
crazy.
Like, it wasn't. I didn't hate it. Probably not.
after 2 hours, I'm sure you like lose it, right?
Yeah.
It seems like it was more for him at that point.
It was,
I mean, I don't even, I don't. Once I do have an orgasm, because I can only orgasm from head. I've orgasmed from penetration before, but I mainly orgasm from head. So once that hits, I'm usually good after that. You don't got to keep going, but some people want to.
I mean, it's like
Prove themselves.
Suck you like prune juice. Just kind of.
Never heard that phrase. Like prune juice. Your grandma
like
give you
grape.
that?
They want to get it all out of there. But you making wine at this point. They just want to crush your grape.
Wait, what was I talking about when you were over there? You're like, oh, I want to talk about that.
Oh, friend zones.
Friend zones.
Oh yeah. Let's.
Do you not believe in it?
They be like, not another podcast about sex.
Yeah.
God forbid.
Well,
Right.
so what's your take on the friend zone?
Do you think do you think that if you meet someone organically and you're getting to know them, like you're in the friend zone, or are you just like, is there like a
So
a
you think,
purgatory?
is it friend zone until proven otherwise? You start in the friend zone?
That's my question.
To me, I almost relate friend zone as like the original ick, where it's like what we now consider that guy gave me the ick and like I'm not attracted to him. To me, that's like what the friend zone used to be, of like, oh, I was talking to this guy and then he got friend zoned because something about him just wasn't attractive or, just wasn't appealing to me. So to me, like, I think friend zone's somewhere you get put into, not somewhere you start.
Okay.
I think
Because friend zone's a place.
You think you don't start in the friend zone? You get put into the friend zone.
I think you get put into it.
I mean,
What do you think?
no, I don't think. I think it matters where you are in life.
Okay.
Because I think when we were younger, the friend zone was like an embarrassing place to be put in.
Like high school.
Yeah. Like, oh my God, you friend zoned me. I think when you're an adult, there's different reasons that people place people in the friend zone.
Yeah.
One could be lack of attraction, of course, but another reason could be I'm not where I want to be at in life. So I honestly just need a friend.
I need a friend.
I just want a friend, or I need a friend, or I would prefer we be friends, or sometimes you're put in the friend zone because you may be too good for a person. Like some people feel like,
Intimidated.
There are several reasons, and I think
Snaps to that one. That was
the
a good
reasons, get a little bit more serious, or I think the reasons are, as you grow as an adult, those reasons are, they change up a bit. Like when you're younger, it's usually because you're not, I don't really see myself with this person, or I'm not attracted. That one didn't go away. But when you're an adult, you're like, I'm broke, or I'm this, or I'm that, and I don't need to be focused on dating and all this shit. I'm a mess. I'm mentally not there, and all that stuff like that. The reasons are so much different as you get older for the friend zone. So I think when you are being quote unquote friend zoned, it stings at first, but you have to look at it as, okay, I wonder why this person is doing that. I think what fucks it up is if you see them date somebody right after friend zoning you.
Yeah, so it's like, oh, it was me.
Okay, that's when you're like, oh, you just ain't like my ass.
Yeah.
Like,
100%.
Well,
for the most part, some people just really not ready.
would you be friend if there's someone you were really attracted to and they wanted you just as a friend? Would you keep being friends with them, or would you be kind of bitter and like, no, I don't think I can be friends with you?
No, I'm at the age where I can be friends. I mean, I have enough friends, but if they're like a genuinely a cool person and I enjoy their company, they enjoy mine, I would keep the friendship going.
Got you.
I'm a person that usually doesn't try again. Though
You get one
I don't
take.
I don't look forward to the future and all that shit with this person. Like once you're placed in that bro category, that friend category, or you placed me in that and I placed you in that in my life as well, it's kind of just, that's where it's at.
You just always see them in that way.
I'm gonna always see them in that light at that point, and then a lot of times I end up being my full self. Shit, I might pass gas around you or something.
Exactly.
At this point.
That's how you know.
I don't give a fuck at this point. I ain't trying to impress you. What is that ketchup in the corner of my mouth? I got it.
Yep.
Like I don't care to be cute no more around you. Like
I know it's kind of an ick if you get put in the friend zone. I feel like, and you can still be friends with them, but you're just like, you're silly.
Yeah, no, but I won't pass gas around you. But I'm just saying in general, like be more comfortable. Like now you the homie. You're
but
homie.
that could potentially mean that they would actually like even actually fall for you in that way.
You had a situation where
you're like authentic, and that just is like so nice sometimes for people, and like I feel like they don't always like have that, you know.
That's true. Have you ever been taken out of the friend zone?
Wait, have I been taken out of the friend zone?
Either one of you been taken
I
out
don't
of the
think
friend
I ever
zone?
have. If I've been put in that I just end up moving on, like, and I'm not like, oh, I bide my time. There's like a girl in high school I liked, and she didn't like because I dated her friend. I kept having that happen where like I would date a girl and like I didn't really like her, and then I would end up liking one of her friends after we broke up, and she's like, no, and you know she's all loyal or whatever.
Yeah.
And so that's what most of the time when I was put in the friend zone was because of that, because I had dated their friend and they're like,
oh yeah, that's a big one, girl
Yeah.
code. You know,
yeah. Like, in high school I didn't
females try
understand it,
not
but
to
now
break
it makes
that.
a lot of sense to me.
Yeah. I also, have you guys ever been in a situation? I can't stand this. When you really like someone and you let them know and you're showing them that attention and you're kind of, you know, making it pretty obvious that you want to date them, you know, and they friend zone you and you fall back immediately. Like, okay, oh, got it.
Yeah.
And they start to be on you or start to feel weird because you're not on them anymore.
Oh, because
You
now
ever
they
had
want
a
what they
weirdo
can't
like that?
have.
Yeah, I have.
Mara's like,
I think that's. I feel like that's more of a guy thing to then like, oh, now she doesn't want me.
she doesn't. The
It's
I've never had
just
that
like
happen.
immaturity, honestly.
Yeah.
They get used to the attention.
Or
they
like-
didn't realize how much they liked your attention.
Or like they'll like make you feel weird for like showing your showing your admiration.
Yep. Once
Like,
I
oh, you're
show-
being too nice. It's like you know what? You can actually get fucked. Like, 'cause
Wait, what do you mean? So they make fun of you that you like them?
like it's like, oh, like we're just friends, but you're like trying to be X, Y, or Z, and it's like, no, I'm just X, Y, and Z. Like I'm really just that bitch.
Got you.
You know
They're
what I mean?
misinterpreting you.
Yeah, like they're
Yeah.
like putting their narrative on us.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Like it's like okay, I told you X, Y, and Z, but you're still like being who you just genuinely are. But I think that you're trying to get at me.
Is this something you're going through currently? Sounds very
well,
specific.
In the past.
And then I'm like, what the fuck, Derek?
Okay.
Don't you hate it when that happens?
Right.
In the past, yes. But do you get what I'm saying? It's just like when people are projecting their like.
Yeah.
Okay, everyone's communicative like about where you stand, where I stand,
Yeah.
and it's like I'm still just being myself. But like, since you told me that X, Y, or Z is happening,
I think what stings the most is getting friend zoned after sex.
Oh, that's rough.
That one is like, oh shit, the yams ain't hit.
Yeah, just ghost me at that point.
Right.
That might as well just be a performance review at that point.
You know,
Yeah.
like with the Yelp review ain't, you know, what was it? A 2.5?
That would be
It wasn't a
crazy.
4. It wasn't a 5.
Are we talking right after? Like you get off and they're like, all right, buddy.
like, are you banging like multiple times?
Okay, pal.
I think the less you fuck, the quicker to the friend zone, the harder it stings. But if you had sex multiple times and then it's a friend zone thing, it may not be like related to bad sex at all.
Right.
But like if it's like after the first fuck or the second one and you like, yeah, I don't know, mainly the first, but
But like
That would be
multiples,
crazy.
That's crazy.
yeah.
Also, because like I think you should be able to. You got to fuck a few more times to know if it's
really
good or
know.
not.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
That's true.
Especially if you're still attracted to them and you're thinking, I'm attracted to you, but maybe the sex was a little off. Then yeah. But if you're not attracted to them, then like you don't need to fuck again.
And a lot of times, like the friend zoning, see, it gets tricky though. It does get tricky because you and a person can hook up, have sex, you know, let's say y'all do that, hook up and have sex, but with no expectations, but you start to like them because you enjoyed the sex. Then there's a friend zone. Then they friend zone you because they're like, you know, I just thought we was hooking up and that was it. That right there, that to me, that's pretty normal, or that happens
So
often.
this is like a situation where you're hooking up first. You weren't friends first.
No, weren't friends first.
Okay.
Yeah,
Go
hooking up
first.
first.
Okay.
And then someone develops feelings. Or I won't even say feelings. Someone's like, I can actually see myself dating this person. They're cool. The sex is good. You know, and then if the friend zoning comes after that, to me, do you guys feel like that stings? Like that? Like that's a rough one?
Yeah, that does sound like it stings.
It's okay.
Yeah. So you had hooked up with the dude a couple times.
No, this isn't personal. These are
this isn't personal. I'm sorry. This is
not.
You
personal.
two are both acting so vague.
Speaking,
Happened to a friend of mine. Yeah.
Well, I mean, whatever I bring up on this podcast, some may be situations I've been in. It could be 10 years ago I was in a situation.
Right,
yeah.
right.
Look, no shade.
I'm talking about
no
my
shade.
life experiences in general and shit I seen my friends go through.
Yeah, no, that would definitely sting.
So yeah.
And
someone's got to talk about.
But if it's the friend zone,
things.
You can't hook up with someone in the friend zone because then that's not the friend zone anymore. To me, like the friend zone is no sex.
Yeah,
the friend zone is no sex.
The friend zone.
Yeah,
is no
absolutely.
Sex.
Oh, because if it's sex, it's just friends with benefits.
Yeah, but that's not the friend zone.
I think friends with benefits is still friend zone.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like unless y'all both are.
So you just mean friend zone is like no romantic future, but there still can be a sexual present.
No, I can't do that.
But fuck buddy seems out of the friend zone for me, even though they both have the word friend in them. Fuck buddy is like in the Venn diagram.
They're both really friendly.
Well, in the Venn diagram, fuck buddy is like in the middle. It's not on the right circle where the friend zone is.
Okay, so what is it? Friend zone, fuck buddy relationship?
Yeah, I think.
Levels? It's like the Maslow's hierarchy of needs.
Right. Yeah.
What are the levels?
The bottom level
of human interaction.
Yeah.
Is hellos.
But
then we go to friends, or like is like acquaintances?
I don't know.
Friends. That's what I'm saying. Like, what happens when you meet someone in real life and you're friendly, but you like them?
I'll say this: how have your relationships usually start? How do your relationships usually start?
That's what
Do you usually start as friends, or do you meet someone,
romantic intention,
and then y'all like each other, and it's like an instant attraction, and you're spending every day together, and next thing you know, you're in a relationship?
Usually it's that.
Those are usually mine too.
Yeah.
Mine is usually the later. I've never had a situation where I was genuinely friends with somebody for a while. Well, I have, but I was really, really, really young. Like I'm talking preteen. We were friends, and then we decided to date when we were 17, 18. But knew each other since we were 14. That was my only situation like that. But I've never had a situation where
as a fully formed adult,
we were yes. We were friends, like genuine friends, and then decided, like, what are we doing here? I feel like we got something going on between us.
Because if I end up
you
with
want to
someone,
explore a different relationship.
That's like my dream situation, to be honest.
I think that's the healthiest.
Yeah, I think that is too.
Because you actually like them as a person outside of that.
Exactly.
Well, I've had relationships where it's almost like you end up becoming friends, and you realize the romance has gone away, and you just care about each other as people. That's weird. So I've had relationships where we didn't start as friends, but it feels like near the end we just became more friends
than lovers.
Yeah. Well,
you weren't able to intertwine the two.
Well, it was at one point, but then it's like she
was too much of a bro.
No, I think the familiarity.
Video games with
the familiarity you end up like
everything.
caring. When you get like so familiar with a person, you end up like caring about them as a person. You almost put them in like the family zone,
Oh wow, that's heavy.
But okay. So pause, because this is a thing that I keep going over right now.
You can't fuck me, then call me sis.
Well, I'm not saying all that. I'm not saying
that's what I'm saying.
I was turned on by it. I'm saying
hold up.
But the family zone is like
getting siblings.
The ultimate goal eventually, isn't it?
Because then they become a part of your family.
Okay.
Like you build a family with someone.
The ultimate goal.
Maybe this is an intimacy issue with me, because when I think I finally bring some into that inner circle of like viewing them as family, it almost kind of like desexualizes them to me. Because like, well, if I care about you that deeply, it's like it's almost not like a sexual thing at that point, and I associate you with family,
might be something,
and then it kind of kills the attraction. Yeah, I know. Okay, I'll save this to my therapist. So I can stop
because what the fuck is going on? Are you fucking your sister? That's
no. I'm not saying I'm attracted to him because of that. I'm saying if I care about you enough.
Yo, I'm on the wrong podcast.
He's
I'm saying it makes it so I'm not attracted
because he cares so much about them.
I bring you to that level of caring.
I think that is a male intimacy issue. I don't think you're alone in that, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like I have been told, like, like you are my family, and it's like someone I'm having sex.
How
with.
can I spit on your face now? You're
right,
and it's like,
no,
let's make a family.
What's going on? We at the barbecue now. What?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I care too much to come on your face.
Oh, I really have respect for you. I can't do this.
Yeah.
I just want to jizz all over you. I just respect you way too much.
I don't know. I think it's because I'm like getting older, and like I'm starting to look at relationships differently. Because like I have always like veered towards like the poly side of things and just like I'm open and like sexuality.
Have you done that because it feels safe or it just feels like
that's what we're working on in therapy right now?
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm too jealous, I think, to do.
Because I had my moment of thinking poly was cool too. Not saying that I think it's uncool. I'm just started being real with myself. Like, bitch, do you really, really want that?
Right.
Like, I think that there's like, I think there's levels to things. Like my thing is like, if I knew that I was like locked in with someone and I was like, all right, like this is really like my best friend. And like, you know, we have similar end goals for 20 years from now, per se. Like I want to have kids. He wants to have kids. Like he wants a life partner. I want a life partner. And like, we've had these conversations and we're both like fully understanding of where each other's at. It's like, if you, I don't know. I think I would be okay with him physically going outside of the relationship if it was like disclosed, you know, safe sex, obviously. Like if there was just like levels to that process. I don't know. I think I would be okay with that, or at least be open to try it once and see how I
try
felt.
to think about it like this. If you are going to be in a relationship where the goal is to what? Forever and ever, right?
Allegedly.
Like, you know, you want to spend decades with someone.
Yeah.
In those decades, do you think you want to have sex with someone else?
I mean,
decades? Probably.
Are we talking
about, like realistically, the male and the female.
Oh, you're going to have, just because but you're going to want it, but it doesn't mean.
You have to do it.
Doesn't do it.
Or you're going to do it.
It becomes a matter of self-control. It's like.
But what if you have the availability to explore that? And it's not necessarily
if that's your situation, you and that person's situation
per se. You know what I mean? Like maybe it's self-expression.
But and there's some people who would get even.
Maybe you're a fucking horny little bastard.
Hey, I'm right here.
And like you know, I look at it. I do, unfortunately, like this is a hot take, but like I do think physical. Like I don't even want to say physical intimacy anymore because I get annoyed when people keep trying to say sex and intimacy are the same thing because I don't think that.
No.
I don't think so either.
Not at all.
I do think that like men and women handle sex differently.
Yeah.
I'm like choking
it's
on
crazy.
my own words.
I had a conversation with my boo earlier, similar to this. And he was just breaking down to me. He was like, "Listen, like, good guys, bad guys." He said, "Men think about other pussy." Even in a relationship, like he said, it's just in our nature. He said we are like made like this. He said you just have men that act on it and men that don't. He said all of them. And then I brought up Randall. I was like, you think Russell Wilson is thinking about other pussy?
Wow, okay.
Well, he can't see her pregnant, and he looks like he adores that woman, and that's a good man. And he was like, yeah, but he's like a one-off. Like he said, I don't think he is cheating on her. I don't think he does any of that.
Yeah.
He said, but
he seems asexual to me. He doesn't even seem like he gets erections.
Asexual. All those babies.
You're right. You're right.
True.
No, he said, but he for sure thinks about it. Like the average man would think about it.
Dude, humans all think about sex.
I still feel like there is a man out there.
Too. Like, what do you mean? Like,
you,
I already know. Even
Call me delusional.
No.
I think there's a man out there who really only thinks about fucking their girl.
And then even if the thought
maybe not during the whole I
mean, okay, there's probably men who only think about fucking their girl, but if a pretty girl walks by, we love pretty girls. That's like you and me, goo gaga when a pretty girl walks by.
Or I like seeing a nice old ass.
Yeah,
I like seeing she has a nice ass.
That's what I'm saying. Like, why does it have to be all this extra shit? And it's like a controlling thing.
Yourself like fucking her.
No, that's what my guy was saying to me, that you guys do that. That men do that.
You'll think about
that you guys will see a nice girl, a hot girl, a beautiful girl, pretty whatever, nice body, all of that shit. And we'll be like, damn, I wonder how her pussy feels. I wonder, damn, I know that.
You just start thinking about them in a sexual way.
In the sexual way.
Probably, yeah.
Be honest, is that what men do?
I feel like some men could. Don't do the men.
I definitely don't
all
feel
men
like,
do this.
Yeah,
I'm like,
well,
no.
I think I do think, okay, at the very least, I definitely think feel like men be like, oh, she's sexy.
Yeah.
100%.
You know what I mean? I definitely feel like they'll be like, oh, she's attractive, or she's sexy.
You can find someone attractive.
Are they actually thinking about sex with that person?
Well,
9 times out of 10, yes.
They might be feeling attraction. They might like find them attractive, but it doesn't mean they're necessarily picturing themselves like, giving back shots.
Now, when you see a nice looking woman, do you automatically get hard?
No.
That's crazy.
I would be like,
that's crazy. Think about how many hot people are around.
If like we're talking and like,
especially
I'm looking into the camera for a reason because someone told me that.
I get hard every time they see a Yo,
He said it's
That-
normal.
they need to go-
Most men, you'll catch a boner, you see a nice old fat ass walking past or something like that.
A chub maybe.
I mean, maybe like a little squirt of blood in there, but like I don't know. But a full-on erection from
It's
a girl walking past
crazy.
is
With a nice
wild.
Yeah,
A
full
full-on
erection.
erection?
Well, hold on.
That's crazy.
I thought it was crazy too.
No, you
It's
gotta
like
get a little like
escalation
tingly, but
times
like fucking
1,000.
like I'm ready to mount. That's
All
wild.
right. Well, folks, there you have it with that.
Okay. Someone's getting this clip. You know, sent to them. I feel that coming.
Good, but yeah, I think as we getting older, like things are shifting. Like okay, so I'm not in. I mean, now I'm dating somebody we're seriously dating, but
Congrats.
even at this time, am I right?
I was being serious.
No, you are.
I was being serious.
Crying.
Congrats. I haven't seen Tata since it's become more serious.
I know, right? And the thing is, I'm trying to balance it with my life because, you know, as an entertainer and a comic, you got to, you know, figure that shit out, you know? And you don't want to lose self.
Damn, I feel like we didn't have enough time being lonely hearts
And that's
together.
something that a lot of women do
Oh, she had
when
her
they
time.
start dating. They lose self.
because
you
they
know,
become a part of that person.
Yeah,
Or they're in service of that person.
It's still a battle for me now. Not losing self, but remembering what I need to do for self.
Yeah, and who self is. How does she show up?
Okay,
Like,
and make sure I take care of self first. It's a daily struggle, but you know,
I feel like comedy probably helps you put yourself first.
Yeah, and being with someone who pushes you towards the things that you want to do for self.
And not make you feel shame about it.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you're really gonna go do that tonight?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I wouldn't even be able to date somebody like that.
No, it's crazy. It's because as a comedian, you have to be someone who's comfortable with being number two. Because comedy will always come
I
first.
think anyone in a relationship needs to be comfortable with being number two.
To the other person's own.
I'm number two to my person,
Yeah,
and they're number
yes.
two to me. Like, you know,
Like-
so
It should be you love you, and then you love me.
right.
I mean, I guess it depends what relation. I think some people really want to become, two become one. They want that full integration, and like your number one purpose is that other person. Some people want that kind of relationship.
Yeah, no, not me.
Wow. Do you you need your space?
I just want you to be your best you, and I want you to want me to be my best me.
Yeah.
You know, and I want like our relationship to be a benefit of us both really just authentically being ourselves.
I feel like you want to date a cat more than you want to date a dog. Like a cat can just go off and do its own thing and then come back and you guys can hang. Where like a dog, it's like, you got it. Help me with everything.
like I want
I
you to
need
teach
you
me
all
things.
the time.
I want to be able to teach you things,
Yeah.
and I want you to be able to like use that in your life and get better. And like I want you to just be great. Like I just want you to be your best self.
So we're talking about all of these relationships, but the only person married in this room is behind the camera.
The only person who should be speaking on this does not.
Speaking on this shit.
not-
We don't know what the fuck for real,
Yeah.
but like, no, we're talking based on experience.
but like I think marriage is crazy.
You think, okay, so like, when did you knew like, yo, this is it. This is the lockdown. This is it.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, I knew
Were you
probably
just
within
in
the first
love,
2 or 3
or
years.
your lives just aligned? Because she spoke on alignment earlier, what I had wanted to get to.
Oh.
And
Well,
so,
I think love comes like I obviously I was in love with her when we met, but I feel love grows with appreciation. Like the longer you're with someone, and that comes through what acts of service. You have a love language, right?
Depends, yeah.
My love language is acts of service. My wife's love language is very similar to that, but she also likes physical affection, whereas that's not a love language for me. But I understand that's her love language, so
Safe
I
to
want to make
speak
sure
it.
she feels that from me.
Yeah.
So it's about balancing and making sure the other person feels your love through what they consider to be their love language.
Yeah.
okay.
You know what I mean?
you
So
have to,
it's
like,
about learning the other person as much as
translate.
it's about, taking care of yourself. It's a two-way street. You should take care of yourself, but at the same time, if it's someone you love, I feel as though it should be something you're willing to do for them to make sure that they feel loved while you still feel yourself.
Well, and it's like working. If you, I love love languages, but like if you speak someone's love language, like you can work smarter, not harder. Like some people will be
Oh, yeah,
trying
for
to
sure.
like show affection. Like it's like, okay, for instance, you now know your wife's love languages, but like maybe for the first couple months you were just bringing her flowers, and she's like, I'm still unsure how you feel about me, like this, that,
Yeah.
and the third. It's like, because your love language was giving, or yours is gifts maybe, and hers is physical affection. It's like you literally could have given her 3 hugs.
Yeah,
and you wouldn't have had to buy any of those flowers.
It's feeling it out. It's like when you feel out a joke on stage. You feel out what works. You feel out what doesn't. It takes trial and error.
Yeah,
and that's relationships are all trial and error. Like anything else, you try something, it works or it doesn't.
Yeah.
And then but honest communication, because if you don't know what works and what doesn't, and you aren't communicating what works and what doesn't, you aren't going to get any better. You don't get that feedback like when you're on stage. If something bombs, you know it.
Yeah.
Like if you proverbially bomb with your loved one, you know, if you don't communicate to them or they don't communicate to you, it's like you're getting laughs on something that isn't good, but you don't know it.
Right. And it could be like so detrimental too, because like dealing with that privately, like they could deal with that privately.
It gets resentful.
Yeah.
And that's what you got to avoid. At least that's what I've learned. I try to avoid that the best, just through honest communication.
Yeah, 100%. It's like your friend.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like I made that mistake you were talking about, where I've always tried to, like, in the past, show love in how I want to receive it. You know, like, like the golden rule, I'm doing unto others as I want others to do unto me. I'm very physical touch and words of affirmation and gift giving, but my ex was acts of service, you know?
Okay.
And so I was like doing all these ways that like wasn't her
That
language.
you thought you were like, oh, look at this.
I'm like doing all this.
Look at this.
Like, that's great.
And she's
like,
like,
you're not-
can you just make the bed?
Yeah,
Like, just literally make the bed. And she'll probably get wet from that. Seriously.
Okay, well that wasn't
At least a little moist. At least
Yeah.
a little
No,
moist.
literally, I'm an
Right.
acts of service girl, so I got you.
Yeah.
Physical touch and then extra services second.
But it was also like
secondary.
I would be doing it. I'm like, as a way to like, see, this is what I want, and then, but it was the same thing. Where it's like we were both doing our own languages, and like it's like she
You're
wasn't as
speaking
much
different.
into physical touch, and like I was doing to try to like, you know.
And if you're like touching her and she's like, stop touching me, then it's like double hurting you.
Yeah,
Because,
now-
like, that's your love
and-
language and you're denying
And
it.
there's adding distance, and especially if you're not,
resistance.
and like you don't feel as comfortable communicating, and so you just kind of take it, and it like builds kind of a distance between you.
Well, that's a red flag
Yeah.
right there. If you don't feel comfortable communicating, like right off the bat, that's a problem. If you don't feel comfortable or they don't feel comfortable communicating, that needs to be addressed.
because
I
that's
mean,
more
it's
of a
through
personal issue
communication.
too.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of time we don't talk about lifestyles in relationships, because you could be leading a certain lifestyle as far as your career choice and the time you go to bed, whatever, however you live, and it may not match the person
that's-
that you're dating, or theirs doesn't match yours. That's a big one.
huge.
That's a big one for me, because no matter how much you like or love someone, if your goals don't align or your
yeah.
lifestyle, it doesn't look like something that's going to end up being one. It don't look like we're going to end up in the same household because of what we're chasing or what we're doing, or my goals, your goals. That's like one of the biggest.
Well, we
for
think
me
compatibility
right
is just personality.
Compatibility,
and that's
yeah.
what I learned in the last
now. It's
relationship.
not just personality. It's lifestyle.
We love each other. Our like personalities work, but it's like she's working an 8 to 4, and I'm a comedian, and on the road
never
it's like
see each other.
never see each other. It's like compatibility of lifestyle, not just personality.
And that used to not matter to me, but now I realize that it does. Only because I realize I can't be selfish.
yeah.
And to me, I'm like, well, we ride or die. We should be able to get through this, because if we plan on being together forever,
This is what you
this
gotta
is
put
just
up
my
with.
schedule right now. This is not going to be my
Yeah,
schedule
like-
later.
And your schedule is just going to get crazier.
yeah. And on top of that, it's just like, this may be your career now. This may not be what you do later. So I feel like we should be going. This is a journey, life journey, right?
Right.
Shouldn't we be attacking this life journey together? But I realize everybody doesn't feel or think that way, and they have their
Yeah.
needs that they need right now. And all that stuff.
And they
so
can't
they
wait
go-
for a few years down the road if it happens, Like,
Yeah.
Well,
or
and
whatever.
but that could be where poly goes into it, because it's like, okay, I love you, you're my person. I travel 6 months out of the year, and it's like, well, if you're open and you're honest, like you could have that like freedom to like physically get those needs met while your person is. You get what I'm saying?
What's the poly version?
I'm just saying, like
What's the poly version of you get to hook up with other people, but they can't?
my fear with that shit.
that's it. Exactly. That's it. That's literally it.
'Cause that I could do, but I don't know.
I have a fear with that. Like,
Yeah.
That's
a
how
part of
most
me,
men are.
A part of me. I mean, most of these motherfucking men are
Unfortunately.
poly anyway.
Yeah.
we just don't know.
Y'all
We
are
all
poly.
poly.
Y'all
We
are
all poly. We just don't know.
Yeah.
Y'all are
They're
poly,
poly-brained.
and then I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, I'll be poly too, and then it's like, well, no,
it doesn't work that
I'm
way.
like,
You're
no,
like,
but
oh,
you
I
can
can't go over there and get another dick real quick.
Yeah,
you
I'm
know?
like, well, what? You still got your shorty last Saturday.
But like, I'll say this: like, I think I get nervous with giving someone that I would be nervous with the hall pass and okay, you can step out from time to time. Those scenarios, because not necessarily because of them, but because of the person that they may choose to get involved with. Things can happen. That one, it can be dangerous. Two, they can bring you back a souvenir, a baby or a STD.
Right.
That things can happen. Three, the one that is probably the scariest to me of all is, what if they fall in love with this person?
That's my more thing, the emotional.
That one, I'll be scared. You done fell in love with the bitch?
Yep.
I said that you can fuck her on Tuesdays only.
Yeah.
Right, like now you done fell in love.
But wouldn't you not want someone who
to find their true love?
No, like if you can fall in love while you're in love with me, I don't want to be in love with you.
You can't lose something that's not yours.
You get what I'm saying?
Place.
Like, and that's just like that's working on your relationship with self.
That's really that's some strong self right there.
Exactly.
I don't think I reached that point.
I mean,
I don't think I reached that point of self yet.
I mean, I might cry. I might be literally devastated and heartbroken that you like fell in love with someone else.
I think I would eventually get to that point. If I was in that situation, I think after grieving, I'll eventually be like, okay, yeah, that means that person wasn't for me.
Yeah. And it's like,
I gotta grieve first. I definitely gotta grieve first.
You're not immediately like, well, this isn't the right situation. Okay.
Yeah.
You're like, no, this is definitely
initially it ain't,
like, and you're super drawn for doing that. Like, you're looking at that person cockeyed, you know what I mean? But at the same time,
fell in love, motherfucker. What the hell?
Yeah.
But at the same time, then go be with that person, and then you're freeing up that space for me and for who knows what to come for me.
And a lot of times they think the grass is greener on the other side.
And it's not my problem.
You know? Now it's like,
well, sometimes people just want something new. And it's like the promise of something new is better than the realization that when they actually get that new thing, they're like, oh, it's really just me and my insecurities that makes me want more.
Well, that's why you see so many famous people that are miserable or go down alcoholism and substance abuse. If you get everything you want in life, right? Imagine you get everything you want in life, and then one day you look in the mirror and I'm still me. I'm still the same person with the same insecurities and the same thoughts and feelings and assumptions.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people get to that point in fame and then they don't know what to do. So what's next?
Yeah.
Drugs, alcohol. It's important to just make sure you keep that inner monologue so you always
like
keep level.
You gotta find new things to fall in love with.
It's funny, when I moved to LA, my ex-boyfriend, like, and we were like talking before I moved, and I like met up with him to tell him that I was leaving. And I remember him being like, you know, like, you're going to take you with you. And I'm like, yeah, thank God. Like, and then I was like,
what do you mean by that?
Yeah, what does that even mean?
Because he's saying, like, basically he was saying like, oh, you're like running from your problems here, pretty much.
Oh, wherever you go, there you are type
like
of thing?
wherever you go, there
Okay.
you are. And like my instant response was just like, thank God. And then I was like, no, literally, thank God. And I love that was like my organic response to that, because I was like, no, actually, I got me. And like when you do have a strong sense of self in that way, it's like, I mean, you saw me recently. I was down bad, but like, you just go through it. The only way out is through.
Process.
You know what I mean? It's like, so I will sit here and I will cry. And if you want to bring me waffles and ice cream and sit with me while I cry, I would love that too. Okay?
Can I have waffles and ice cream too, though?
I will make us all waffles and ice cream as soon as we're done.
Yes, I love that.
But like, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, okay, here's what I think. All right.
Rest coffee.
Well, I got to put the coffee down for this, because I feel like, you know, the sense of self and actually liking yourself, it feels like so many goals for people, like being comfortable being alone. But I think the more realistic thing is that you can have moments of that, but it goes away. It's like, how do you consistently feel that? Because like I feel like you either have the two modes of like feeling like I'm amazing, I'm the best, I love being alone, I love being by myself, and then it just swings to the other way.
Let it swing.
Of just like, I'm empty as sucks, I'm miserable, I'm a piece of shit.
I mean, you have to decide what your end goal is, though, too, I would say. Like, you know, like...
Well, it's like, can you have one without the other? Or to feel that sense of awesomeness, you also have to have that
I think you have to have both. Like, you can't have light without darkness.
So that's what I'm saying. It's like either the alternative is just the middle ground of never feeling amazing, and then you also never feel horrible, or you feel like amazing sometimes and horrible sometimes.
What would you guys pick?
I would do the amazing. I picked what I'm currently doing. I feel like amazing sometimes and horrible sometimes.
Same.
Extremes on both ends instead of the straight and narrow.
I have my down days. I mostly feel good, but I have those down days.
And it's like a day.
Yeah.
Of just
Sometimes it's a week.
Yeah.
Or two.
I don't go.
Are we just talking about periods now, or
No,
I'll have a rough couple of days.
It can be both.
I can do that. I feel like I'll have a 3-day type of thing.
Yeah, so you just have like
3 days where I'm really
wave.
like
you just like honor your feelings.
Yep,
and you just let it be.
Well, I just think it's important to talk about that because I feel like when people see people super confident online, there's like that's just them. They're just like that all the time. So it's like I think anyone who feels that extreme amount of confidence also has those extreme amount of insecurities because it's a pendulum swing.
Right,
like
right.
Robin Williams. You can't have
I was
that.
just about to bring him up.
You can't have that amount of joy without also opening up the other end of sadness on the other end.
It's a pendulum. So as far as the pendulum swings one way, it's going to swing back the other way.
It's just universal laws.
Yeah.
Like it's just
it's physics.
Do you think life without sadness really exists?
No, there has to be sadness.
Well, you can't have sadness without. You can't have happiness without sadness.
Yeah.
It's a
Because how will you know
yin-yang.
you're happy?
Yeah.
And I won't say life all your entire life. Do you think you can reach a point in life where there is no sadness?
No.
I think.
Do you think it's always gonna be there? Like you are 80 years old, you sad about some shit.
You'll have moments. It's all like waves.
Yeah, I think it's like the feelings, like the same way that like when you like crush an audition and you're like. You have that overwhelming, like you literally like cannot even contain your joy. Like it's probably that same thing, but
I don't know. I have to disagree.
If you lose a friend,
I feel like old people don't give a fuck.
If they lose a friend,
I feel like sadness and life tragedies.
Yeah,
of course.
Okay.
That's natural.
You're not talking about that. You're talking
I'm not talking about life tragedies. I'm talking about you with self. You are 65, 70 years old.
Yeah. I think the goal.
I don't really see myself being sad at that age. I'm almost out of here.
Yeah.
I'm almost up. Time is almost up. Time is ticking, baby. I'll clock out at any moment. Now I'm an old bitch. So I think around that time I want joyous joy. Like you have, everything's gonna roll over my shoulder for the most part.
You're not obsessing the same way. Like, oh, my elbows look funny today.
Yeah, but you could just do that now.
What?
That same
energy?
Yeah.
But that's not really.
I tried.
A choice,
that's really rough.
I know. No, it kind of like if you want to just let things roll, you can just let things roll.
I mostly do, but in relationships,
but that's what I'm saying.
A little tough.
The old people. Do you guys know that like the STD rate in elder homes is like the
bigger
highest
than
thing
college
ever?
campuses? Yeah.
Oh wait, do you know about the villages in Florida?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like old people be like. They spicy, bro.
And maybe that's because they stopped caring as much.
That's what I'm saying.
I heard nursing homes got the most STDs.
Well, yeah, I'm not using a condom in my 70s. Fuck that.
Well, because you can't get pregnant.
We bowl. Okay.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
Until you get chlamydia.
At that
and
point,
then
your dick is just dry heaving.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like, I'm lucky. Which you're also like, I'm lucky to get an erection. Why would I hide it?
Right.
Behind a rubber.
I need to feel this bad boy all the way.
Yeah, exactly. But, yeah, okay. I got a question, though. I mean... So we're in a very evolved time, but I still think there are double standards in a relationship and in dating. One of the most popular is like, does a guy pay on the first date? What do you think?
Oh, we're addressing that shit. I think it depends. I think the guy should. I've never had a date where I pay. I've paid for dates before, but I've never paid for the first date before.
First date.
I never experienced paying for the first date before.
Okay.
But I've taken a guy out to lunch. You know what I mean? I've done that.
Little sugar mama.
I haven't taken anybody out to dinner, but I have taken a guy out to like lunch.
You get like a sandwich or something.
You know, like we're chilling inside. I've ordered food. I'm a cooker. Like I'll cook for them.
Oh, that's great.
You know, it saves money too.
Okay, well, I think a guy should pay for the first date.
But the guy, I've never paid for a first date.
Yeah.
They always pay for the first
And
date.
I feel like younger guys don't understand all the work that goes in and the risk of like a woman go out on a date versus a guy going out on a date. But okay, so we're under agreement.
Connor's so woke.
The
risk.
Well, I mean, my last girlfriend was telling me like,
I know.
one is like
is a real thing.
your foundation costs more than my outfit.
I'm freaking crying.
But okay, so
thank you for bringing up the fact that the shit we got to put together costs a little more than
way
yours.
more. You are already paid more for the date before you even show up than I actually pay on the date.
Dude, my jeans
if I
are
pay
from
for everything.
Target. All right?
Yeah.
Straight up.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, a shock to nobody.
Oh,
but Here's the thing.
Unless you one of those dudes that you got on $1,000 jeans or something like that.
For sure. But that's
like a genre. That's like a
pay for the
that's like a
we talking
genre.
about another
No,
tax
for
bracket.
real.
All right, let's get back to our tax bracket. We're gonna keep it in our tax bracket.
Yeah,
normal guy,
normal, your average dude.
average dude,
But
normal
here's the
guy.
thing. So for guy pays for the first date, how many dates should he pay for then?
After
How many do
that,
you think? Well,
if we have to slap a number on it,
yeah.
I'll say like the first 3.
First 3. Okay.
First 3 is cool, and
By that point, you should have some type of idea of what the fuck is going on.
you
Yeah.
should know. You'll know if you want to go out with somebody
And
again.
then it's like your
By a
investment.
third date.
Yeah, like
by
then
the
it's
first
like
date,
you're investing.
I know by the first date if I
Honestly.
want to see you again.
Yeah,
Honestly.
same. 100%.
The first date, if you want to see somebody again.
Or what you want from them, more so. You're like, do I see a romantic future? Is this just a physical thing?
But we in today's time, a lot of people are going straight from, they may do a first date, but the second or whatever is usually, let's hang out here or somewhere like chill and low key. A lot of people try to, resort to that.
Yeah.
It depends on their financial situation, but I see guys do that.
Well, what's the A$AP Rocky song? If I hit it 2 times, then I like her. If I hit it 3 times, then I wife her.
Yeah.
So,
but I think 3 dates is cool. Paying for the first 3. Listen, you court a woman. You should if you're courts, like if you are you should be in a position to date.
Okay, English teacher over here.
No, because that's a real thing, and no one even talks about courting anymore.
Yeah, you want to get to know her, court her. But
Like, for $3 and free cents, y'all could open the door, and no one's even doing that. You guys want to talk about splitting the bill?
People don't open the door.
Yes.
Okay, now when it comes down, men worried about whether a woman really likes them for them. That's a big worry for men when they're spending their money.
Okay,
that's a
does
big
she just want a
worry.
meal?
That my guys, you may never know, but no,
Who do
but
you keep
seriously,
looking at?
the camera.
There's someone behind that
You
camera.
may never find out, but no.
well, this
Seriously,
list-
keep dropping them coins. Like no, but no. On a serious note, you could tell when somebody's into you.
Yeah.
1, you could definitely tell if somebody's into you. 2, I do think me personally, when I like someone, I want to do for them too, as they're doing for me.
100%.
You get pleasure, give them pleasure.
Yeah,
Like if I'm coming
yeah.
over, I'm getting you. Like, you want a coffee? Do you need anything?
Yeah, I do stuff like that, and or I'll suggest a place, and maybe I got you want to go to this exhibit? I bought the tickets already.
Yes, that's my favorite.
You know what I mean? Like,
and then,
stuff
you
like
get
that.
Dinner there
Yeah.
or something.
But that's the thing. But that's after the 3rd date, or like you're.
That could be for me. That could be the 2nd or 3rd one too.
Oh, you start like splitting who's paying for what. And
Nah,
stuff like
I
that.
wouldn't say all of that.
All right, well, like,
But
let's say
suggest
you
it.
go
If I
in-
suggest the activity, maybe I might, because I'm organized, so I might like buy the tickets beforehand
and just see.
And it's just
You could just see what he does. Cause like, are you Venmo me? Maybe just randomly.
Yep. Because
Or, like, do you
some
handle
guys,
shit?
I had guys, reimburse me.
Yeah, same.
Like, I want to go
Yeah.
to this R&B night, and the tickets were like $30 each. So I, with the taxes, it ended up being $67, and he sent me $70.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I was like, I got the tickets, and he sent me $70.
No,
Hey,
it's good.
is this an ick or like a deal breaker, or at least just like gives you pause? Let's say you go on a date with a guy. He doesn't mention he pays for everything. He doesn't mention at all about splitting it, and then you get a Venmo request without any talk about it. You just get a Venmo
Weird.
request.
I
behavior.
never went through that before, but if I did, oh my God.
I would be like,
He didn't
what?
say, "Can we split this?" He pays for everything, and then hits you with a Venmo request. No text, nothing about it.
Oh, is it afterwards?
After.
Oh, that request will sit there. Because you need to call me and talk to me or something.
Yep, not direct.
Or tell me like, hey, communicate with me.
Yeah.
I would
If I
prefer
pay that
communication.
immediately, you should be concerned.
Because that means
'Cause
you're
then
never
I'm
going to see him
talking to
again.
them
Yeah.
Yeah, like if you send me a
I'll pay
Venmo
to
request
get you out
after
of
a
my
date
life.
to split some shit, I'm probably gonna look at you a little differently afterwards.
Wild, right?
Because if anything, just
Just say
communicate with me.
something,
Like,
yeah.
let's say you really needed that split.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yes.
mean? Just be like, hey, I know we just went out, but I kind of went over my budget with something a little bit. I was wondering if you can split it. I got you next time. Like, I just need some.
Well, because that's not even like a red
If you
flag
saying
of
that,
like,
it's given.
you're not even grossed out at the money thing. It's more about like that you're
Principle.
acting sneaky or you're not
Yeah.
communicative or you're not direct.
You were supposed to say we splitting this shit at the table in front of my face.
Yes.
Right. Just say it. Like,
I want
say
to
it with
order
your
this many
chest.
drinks.
Yeah.
I had a girl tell me one time she was on a date and the server
Oh, man.
he paid for the date and like, you know, to look, you know, cool in front of the server, like, yeah, no, I got this, and then be like, can we split this after the server, just so he could look tough in front of the server, like he's got it.
Red flag, fake person.
Yeah, automatic, you're done. That's like, I asked this guy to pick me up a couple, like, I came up from the shore with my girlfriend and I got dropped off at her job with her. She was like late for work, so I went to her job and I was going to get an Uber from her job to my house, and then he hit me up and I was like, oh, do you want to scoop me from here and I'll get us breakfast, like whatever. So, you know, because I would pay like $20 for an Uber, so I don't mind paying $20 for you to eat. Like, that's a double win. And so we end up going to this, like, my girlfriend was at a restaurant in the city, so we stopped at that restaurant and he got like 4 drinks and breakfast, and I don't drink.
Damn.
So like, I'm like, okay,
now
so
he's drunk, you're not, and
which is like my biggest ick ever. Like, drunk men is
you
not
still
for
smoke
me.
weed?
Yeah.
Okay.
I love weed and I love mushrooms, but
I'm about to say
just
this.
like,
It would be really weird if you lived in this place and you didn't.
yeah, exactly. But I was just like now, like, you're just, it's done for me. Like, you know.
Well, it just shows like you take advantage of niceness is what it shows. Because that's the thing. It's never the thing. It's what it shows about it, you know?
And it's just like weird. Like,
I was in a relationship. Oh God, rest in peace to that part of me, where we were splitting, and you know, we took turns, but I felt like I took more turns than him when it came to paying for shit.
You took initiative.
You know, I felt like I paid for more shit than he did. Like, he paid for some stuff, but I paid for more. Like, cause I'ma eat. And if we together, I'm gonna make sure you eat too. You know? So I was just like, whoosh, and he was digging me down, you know? So it was just like,
you
damn.
just said RIP to this version of me.
Absolutely.
I love that you said that, because
Absolutely.
I totally know what you're talking about. And I'm like sitting here listening to him and I'm thinking about all of the crazy
rest in peace to that
shit
version of me
that I used to do to get attention.
Wait, listening to him? You mean me?
Yeah.
Oh. I'm right here.
I was a girl that was doing the 50-50 or the...
I was going like 70-30 on... I'm talking about like, I'll come 2 hours.
I was going 100 sometimes.
Like, no, like
And it wasn't even that good of a dig. It was like, wasn't even worth it.
No.
But I know he didn't have money
it was
like
just
that.
like my self-esteem was just like not there.
Because you wanted that validation. You needed to prove
I just
yourself.
wanted it, like the connection so bad. You know what I mean?
And I say this though, the vibe was there, the energy was there, the sex was there. We were spending time together to the point where we were spending a lot of time together, but it just wasn't the ideal relationship that I thought like, okay, I'm like, I feel like I should be getting spoiled a little more or something.
Well, just because
or treated a little more,
like,
you know, and then, but I was so happy to have a person,
just
anyone,
that person there, and he was attractive.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Ooh, baby, them attractive bums. I tell you.
Well, that's the thing.
They clean up nice, don't they?
They're the best
Sometimes
dick
they clean up
because they got to give dick for rent, so they have to be the best at it. You know what I mean?
Never
No
had
one fucks more like a guy who doesn't have a place to
I did
sleep.
that shit. I had that living boyfriend shit before. Oh my God.
They call
Rest
them
in peace. Rest in
hobosexuals.
peace.
Thank God.
Rest in peace. For me, that was definitely early 20s, mid 20s, and then I had to snap out of that really quickly. Over the years.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm definitely things now that I definitely don't allow
right now. That's why I'm like on my no makeup, like like as bare as possible. Like, this is me. Like, this is who I am. I know how I can improve your existence, and like, let's go or let's not.
Because
and
the
if
pendulum's swinging back from going so far the other way. What can I change about myself? What can I do?
And I say this too,
person?
like, unless you were raised, like, I wasn't raised or taught dating etiquette. You know, I didn't have a lot of great examples on how a woman should be treated in my life growing up. So I'm going into the dating world sort of blind and naive to certain things. But you know, I'm having my experiences. You know, I'm not letting too much slide, but because, you know, some shit just don't feel right. You're like, all right, now you ain't taking the car the whole day.
Yeah.
You know, like,
damn.
No, literally.
Whoa.
No,
some shit was just like, all right, now this don't feel right. But like, you know, when you weren't raised, you know, being taught those things or having that fatherly figure and
or
all
like
that
your
stuff.
mother
like,
was like a people pleaser. Like, she wanted to like really
like, you
appease your
didn't,
dad.
and I didn't have my mom or dad, so I really was lost in the sauce.
Right.
You know, so as far as dating, you know, it was just nice to have someone. Oh, and we get along and we have fun and we have sex. Like, oh, we go places. Okay, sometimes I pay. Most times I pay. Like, it was just like
every time you pay.
Every time it's like, you know what I mean? like, it was like, I'm like, but you know, getting treated, when you get treated bad while you're doing in those situations, that's when you like, okay, no, this is not it. You know, and I think it takes you to date someone, to snap out of it, first of all, and date someone who's willing to court you, willing to take care of you, willing to help you, willing to provide, willing to pay the bill. You know what I mean?
It's like when
you finally meet somebody like that, or somebody who got their own shit, you know, he got his own car and crib, you got your own car and crib. Like when you get to that point where you finally have one of those situations, it's like, oh, okay, this is how it's supposed to be. You know,
you never want to feel like someone's with you for those other things.
Yeah.
It's like those other things, those are nice, but at the end of the day, I'm with you for you. And those other things
are bonuses.
Benefits.
I was big on proving that I liked someone for them, for getting the things that I needed from them.
Huge.
I was big on
You're dropping bars this episode.
Yeah, I was big on proving, like, I want to show you I love you for you. I'm here for you, riding or dying, sticking through this. What are your dreams? Let me help push you towards those.
Yeah.
Oh, you should
and then
do
it's
this.
like at the cost of you.
At the
and
cost of me not
dreams.
getting what I need from them.
Yeah.
Right. Well, that's the thing. We were talking about losing your identity. When you try to help someone self-actualize so much, you become so focused on their goals, you lose sight of your own.
Yep.
So it's like, how do you find that balance? How do you be a good partner and a cheerleader and helping someone out without losing focus of yourself?
Yeah. And I dated men who were pretty much broke. You know what I mean? Like, I dated men who were broke, but we were enjoying each other so much. And on top of that shit, I don't like to claim broke, but my money wasn't long.
Yeah.
You know, it's still not super long. I'm doing better, but I'm just saying in general, like, I was like feeling like I thought I was dating just on my level.
Yeah.
But sometimes
I
like
thought
your
I was just
levels
like, okay,
are
this is
different.
my level.
I think that's called a tax bracket.
Yeah, I thought I was like, okay, I'm just dating on my level in my bracket. You know what I mean? Like,
there's
they ain't got my
like,
shit, but I always had a little
brackets.
more than them, which was the part where I was like,
What? Little bit more what than them though?
A little bit more money.
money.
Well, this is what I'm
access.
saying, because sometimes
If I'm with
it's
somebody,
not-
either they don't got their own crib or their own car, but I always had both.
Okay, well, because I'm looking at it like you guys are saying, like a different tax bracket of money, but like, what if it's like a different tax bracket of, like, for me, for instance, it's like my money's not long,
Right,
and
right,
like I was in a situation.
So I try not to judge them for their money not being long right now, but what are you doing about it? What's going on?
Well, what if their money is long, but like they have no sense of self or no sense of spirituality or like
Had that too. Definitely had that.
You know what I mean?
Had that too.
Right.
And it's like, so I'm rich because
In spirit.
in spirit, yeah. And I'm rich in spirit, and you have money, but you're looking at me weird because like I'm okay to go to dinner with you every night.
Yeah.
But I'm giving you my spirit at dinner. Do you get what I'm saying? In a
You
sense?
get my spirit at dinner.
No.
And they just
That's
think putting
wealthy.
But they think putting their card down's enough, and they're not actually being there for you.
Well, and it's like I would like this summer I was in a situation, and the one day he's like looking at me, he's like, "What would you do like if I didn't like feed you?" I'm like, "Not eat."
What?
Like I just don't eat a lot, so like I would be out with this guy. I'm like, you're literally making me gain weight, like, and I'm just saying.
I don't think that's gaining weight. I think that's just having sustenance.
Okay, I'm gonna say this.
Yes.
It gets
But you get what I'm saying?
Because I do. And this conversation is all over the internet as far as who pays, who doesn't pay, dating, and your tax break, all that type of stuff. Men providing, all that, women, whatever. This conversation is everywhere. But I will say, from personal experience, okay, I will say when you with somebody who does have a little bit more money, is doing well, and there is just no connection, no like, the conversation is just not
No spark.
No intimacy.
no, they don't have that bright light in their eye, or like they don't
light you up.
They don't light me up. They don't ignite my fire, or they don't see the way they see the world is their perspective is a little weird to you, and just like certain things, it's just not it. It's not a vibe, you know. But they have all those other things, and then you run into somebody who doesn't have the tangible items, the money, and all that stuff, in the greatest spirit ever.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's the part that gets tricky, and I hate that sometimes I'm such a people's person that I'm drawn to that sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, and that has been most of my 20s. Like, you know, like, I don't know.
Like you have empathy for them.
Yeah. Not like I want to save them necessarily, but
Just
like
care
it's
about
okay.
them.
It's like
it's
fine.
okay. I'm grinding too. So,
Yeah,
you know,
right.
then I stop trying. I go from there because I'm like, okay, you broke now, but I don't want you broke forever. So what are your goals? What are your dreams?
Everybody loves the underdog.
You know?
So you care more about for the person.
And I always love that rags to
struggling.
riches love story too,
Yeah.
between two people.
Yeah.
I always loved that. But the older I get and the more these bills get here too, you know, you start looking at shit differently.
Yeah. Yeah, charm doesn't.
Man, that good spirit
keep
ain't
the
gonna pay
lights
that
on.
bill. But like, you know, you start looking at things differently. But I choose to focus more on myself anyway, so I don't even need you for that. However, I would like you to provide or bring something to the table.
Yeah.
When you get older, you got to really think about those things if you're gonna combine your life with someone.
Yeah.
Because money kills relationships a lot when people combine their lives. It's just that you also it's really important to fuck with somebody who has a great spirit and you connect with them regardless of what they have.
I think also just foundation, like it goes back to self for real. Because if you're with someone who has a strong foundation of their concept of self, of their finances, like that's like me right now. It's like, okay, I know that I'm moving in the direction for a relationship, but like I'm not financially where I would like to be to enter a relationship. Just by virtue of like, I just feel like it should be stable and it doesn't need, if it stresses me out, it's going to stress that person out.
Yeah.
So I need to be at a point where
It
it's
stresses both out.
yeah, like I need to be not stressed.
Yeah.
So that we can stress about other things if we need to.
Right. And
You
we're
know
a
what I
team.
mean? Yeah.
And financial freedom definitely allows you to explore other parts of one another.
And the
You
world
know? And who the hell
together.
don't want to be spoiled? You know, I ain't
Yeah.
gonna sit here and act like I don't want a man with money. I will not sit here and do that, especially since I'm now experiencing one. But it's I will not stay just because of your money.
No,
Yeah.
1000%.
That's
like
It's not
where
enough to
when
keep
men
you.
try to get you with their money, it's like, it's just we're not there. Like we don't
Yeah.
have that. My heart isn't like, ee when I see you.
Yeah, like you might like, you know, make a fun night for me and my friends, but you're not gonna make me like thinking about talking to you
Right.
and excited to hear from you. And
Right.
when is he gonna text me? It's like, oh no, he paid for our bottles. You know, whatever.
Yeah. And like, thank you.
Yeah.
Obviously.
I'm appreciative, but it doesn't
And like,
make me.
if someone has a lot of money and they want to help you, it's like like that's
Of
a
course.
beautiful thing.
Spend that
But like at the
money.
same time, it's like that's not the be all and the end all.
Okay,
It's not.
I got two more things I want to talk about real quick. One, you were talking about how the phrase "pick me" is getting thrown around a lot.
I
and-
know. I
and
probably said some quote unquote pick me stuff just now.
probably some people
You
could
know,
qualify.
like,
it.
oh,
When you were saying that and I was in the
But-
other room, I was getting irked.
Well,
You know,
I'm just
the
saying
pick me thing.
Yeah, I don't like it.
because people
Yeah,
are
people
putting
say
it on
that.
labeling things that aren't "pick me" as "pick me." It's like the word "ironic" in the '90s. It's getting overused, and we
Yeah.
need to clearly define.
If you ever defend a man and you're a woman, you're a pick me, quote unquote.
Oh yeah, gender trader.
Yeah, you gender traitor. I'm like, no, bitch, you are just wrong. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, literally,
Like, you
literally.
bitch, you a piece of shit. It's some piece of shit women and some piece of shit men out here. Like,
Yeah.
fuck
It's
all
the
that
pendulum.
bullshit.
You
Okay,
can't have great
fuck
ones
all of that.
without
It's some
the
piece of shit
shitty
people
ones.
out here.
Right.
Okay.
But it's more so about like on either end of it when it's like you purely, it's like when a guy is defending a guy just for being a guy. You know what I mean? Like that's, to me, like that's a tribal.
like,
Well,
so
women,
if
we do
someone,
that.
like-
If it's a girl, we automatically on her side. But
I'm not. Like, if she ran her boyfriend over with a car, I'd be like, you're drawing.
Okay.
I feel like there's a
Extreme
couple
exa-
steps between that.
There's some
run over
extreme
it's a case by
examples.
case thing.
You know?
It is
Yeah.
a case by case.
No, but I think you naturally
thing.
do. You naturally
Naturally, though, we are gonna be.
you
like,
identify
well,
with
what's
the
wrong, girl?
person who's most similar to you. Like
Well,
Right.
somebody said that women don't hold each other accountable.
See, and I actually do have a tendency to agree with that, but I personally don't live by that. Like, if girls are like, you know, like, oh, the trash men like me, I'm like, no, you pick trash men.
yeah. It's what you're putting out there. Like I remember my ex had a friend, and she was like, I keep getting like the worst messages on dating apps. And then I looked at her profile, and she's just got like her ass cheeks out in the first photo. And I'm like, one, it's like I got no problem with that, but I'm just like, if you're
Read the room.
well, it's like what bait are you putting out
Yeah,
there?
like-
and then,
Right.
yeah, and then you complain when you put
Like,
out
attracts like.
yeah, when it tracks what you want. It's like if you just want to smash and you just want a sexual thing, put that out there. I got no problem with that.
It gets
but if
tricky
you're
telling
upset,
someone about themselves because you don't want to lose your friend, but you also want to let them know. You got to approach it gently. I'll say
gently.
You approach it gently. Hit them with the,
there's other options. Yeah.
You just remember who you are. A lot of my friends like to say, remember who you are. And that's my favorite. That's my favorite. Cause I snap like, bitch, remember who you are.
Dude, I was just talking about that. Like the remembering of self is the best fucking feeling ever. Like, wait a second. Hold the fuck up. I am not about to sit here and cry about this. Like, hello.
And then a lot of times something will happen to remind you of who you are. It may be a person, place, or thing. Something happens that reminds you of who the fuck you are.
You're like, what? Yeah, it's like, why did I let this thing make me completely question who I am as a person?
Yeah, like,
or my self-worth.
And like, not in a way that's like over
cocky.
Yeah, like it's just like like your self-knowing and like your love of yourself.
Well, confidence and cockiness are two different things, and I feel like some people, when they try to overcompensate for confidence, they push themselves towards cockiness, where it's like confidence is where you don't have
quiet.
to.
Confidence is quiet. That's like when an
quiet.
alpha male is like, I'm an alpha male.
I'm an alpha.
I'm like, bitch, if you were an alpha male, you would not have to say that.
Okay, so here's an example. The reason I was thinking about the pick me thing, because it's a whole thing now in the black community. They say pick Misha.
Pick Misha is hilarious.
Pick Misha, like, okay, pick Misha. Look at you sucking dick. Okay,
That's funny. I love giving head. Okay, pick Misha.
But if you ever like defend a man or whatever, or like I don't like when I see comments like of women like, oh, men deserve love too and deserve to be heard, and it's not wrong with buying a man a meal too from lunch
men's mental health matters.
And all that, you'll see a bitch. Okay, pick Misha, pick me. Okay, you're like, damn, bitch, I can't care about his mental health.
Just a human.
It's tough.
Just like, you know what I mean? I can't, make sure he eat. What if he does that 10 times more for me?
Yeah.
And it's not.
What's okay?
Shouldn't be transactional like that. It's not transactional.
It's really not.
Like,
well, I think people are playing themselves. They're revealing their own intentions. When it's like, like, oh, it's like when it's like
that is so true.
It's like
you
when someone the other day said like, oh, the goblins in Harry Potter are Jewish people because they control the banks. I'm like, if anything, you just revealed how you feel about Jewish people. You know what I mean? And like, whether that's true or not, it's like when people say like, oh, you're just doing that to get a guy attracted to you. It's like, you're just telling me that's your view of things. That's your perverted view.
I saw a post today that sparked this pick me shit in my head.
Yeah, what is it?
They were saying there was a law passed. I forgot exactly where, but there was a law passed saying that child support payments can start while pregnant. Whew. And there one girl. I'll go to the comments sometimes just to see how people are thinking. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I need to stop doing it sometimes for real.
Yeah.
It's chaotic. But someone said, well, will they also require a DNA test while pregnant? Because there's a lot of women. There's too many women out here that put babies on men that those babies don't belong to them.
I think that's fair.
You know what I mean? And then somebody responded to them like, okay, pick Misha. like what? Because like, what do you mean? How she pick me? Because she feel like that should be required as well. Especially if it wasn't a couple or there was a rockiness.
It's like accountability.
It's kind of like.
And it's like, then you don't have to backtrack later.
Exactly.
Like, imagine if someone gave you $30,000 in child support. I don't know how this shit works, but $30,000 in child support while you're pregnant. Then it comes out, they do a paternity test anyways, or whatever the frig. And
it's not your kid.
Paternity. I'm fucking crying. Yeah. And then it's not your kid. So now the lady has to pay $30,000 back.
Fraternity?
Yeah, I did.
That's called hazing. A fraternity test is called hazing.
Yeah, that's literally hazing.
Yeah.
Y'all know what she meant. A paternity test. But yes.
You don't have fraternity tests when you spank each other with a
oh, man.
wooden paddle.
Like then they'd have to pay $30,000 back, and I'm sure they wouldn't have it.
DNA tests. Let's just get this shit out the way.
Yeah, perfect. I'd love to show you.
For sure.
I would never argue.
Like,
I mean, I might feel insulted, especially like, man, you're the only motherfucker I've been with, but come on, let's do this shit.
Right.
Yeah.
There might be some level of insult if you only been with that person. It can sound rude. Because now they can never
hold it against you too. It's
right.
Like, now we know for sure.
Yeah, but let's get this shit out the way. Because you
get out the way.
Let's
That's smart. And honestly, the payments make sense because it's like there's so much you have to pay for before the kid even comes, So it makes sense to want to do those type of payments. But again,
while pregnant?
Yeah,
I guess
the payment,
parking lot at the hospital for your ultrasound.
You have to start buying.
That's
and everything.
True. You setting up life.
Kid.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, the way the law being passed or not, I don't have an opinion on it, but the requirement for a DNA test having to be a requirement, requirement or whatever. That I'm not totally against, and I just thought it was funny. The girl saying, a woman commenting like, "Okay, now y'all need to make sure that a DNA test is made," and the other girl saying, "All right, pick Misha." I just was like, "Okay, when did?" Just making sure some shit was fair to men.
Considerate.
Just looking at all sides of a situation.
You going against women. Like, it's like, okay, like, do y'all bitches not have sons?
Yeah. Or
like, is nobody raising a little boy?
Right.
Like, is nobody raising a little boy? Right.
Yeah.
Like you wouldn't want him to be taken advantage of. Yeah.
Right. Imagine your son. Imagine you have a son. He grows older. And certain shit is happening to him.
Yeah, because bad people are just bad people.
You won't pick me shit then? Like,
Well, it's weird because like it is this tribalism thing where I feel like even as a guy, I feel weird. Like even saying that thing about the first date of like, oh no, women have so much that they have to put into it, so much at risk. I almost feel like
women deserve everything.
But I almost feel like
not against it.
That is
like
giving
guys call that like
male
feminist wolf in sheep's clothing of like
y'all get hit with that shit too
of
when
course.
you feel like women.
I mean, I said
for women.
I said he's woke.
or just even her knee jerk reaction was
woke.
People want us at war with one another. People want men and women at war with one another, and if you get caught defending
the other side, like, what side are you on?
Armor up, okay?
Get ready we're thinking about race wars,
they
gender
start telling
wars.
Gender wars. It's really gender. It's not a race war. It's gender wars going on right now.
Yeah.
I refuse.
You'll be better at planning, but we'd be better at attacking. That's
a man can say, "Oh, women deserve the world," and you'll have a guy in there. "Oh, shut up, pussy. What do you have, a vagina?"
Exactly.
Because I said,
but it's like, no, I just have women in my life I care about.
Men deserve the world
I have a sister,
too.
bro. Bro, I have a sister. I have a daughter.
The male term is white knighting.
Oh, white knighting. That's it.
White knighting. If a dude's like, in a comment section saying it's like white knighting. She isn't gonna sleep with you, bro. Like
right. Yeah. She's not gonna let you hit. She's not gonna let you hit.
Pathetic.
Like bro.
I mean, I wouldn't really like comment on shit like that. That is a little like presentational.
Hilarious.
But it's like case by case. Some cases it's like you side on one side. Some cases you do on the other. It's like we don't want to think case by case. We just want a one size fits all. What's your opinion on everything?
Yeah, I hate that.
Yeah, we lack all nuance.
And the world does not even work like that.
Okay.
It doesn't work like
so
that,
much
folks.
gray area.
But the brain like can't comprehend all.
It can.
No, it can, but I'm saying
it can. Okay. I think we forget that we were all raised differently too. We were all raised differently in different households. Some of us have similar backgrounds in households, but for the most part, everyone's upbringing shapes their adulthood.
Yeah, but when we come together as a society, we have to have these rules that apply to everybody. But
that don't even make sense. That's not even logical.
It is, that's what's crazy about civilization. We all are
this shit don't even be logical. That don't even make sense.
In all this chaos. Okay, this has nothing to do with anything. Just one more thing I wanted to ask you guys. Is this a deal breaker? During sex, the person says their ex's name in like a like in a moaning type of way.
I would be pissed. I would just be like, damn, dude, I'm gonna head out.
I've been on the other side of that.
Nuh-uh.
I've done it by accident.
Oh wait, you were the one who did it? Oh no!
I have. I never had it done to me, but I have done that by accident. You've done that.
I just had that happen to me.
Are you kidding?
She was like, "Oh, Brad, what?"
No,
you're like, actually, it's Connor. Did you keep clapping them cheeks though?
I didn't stop. But here's the thing.
I be Brad to death.
But here's the thing. It was a black dude's dibs. Like, I must be pretty big,
Oh, shit. What did he say? Come on, Dante.
Not you finding
Dante. You're like, actually, it's Connor, but I'll be Big D.
Take it. I've always wanted to be that.
Connor, you got to flip that around and be like, say it again.
Yeah.
So I can finish.
Connor got excited. He thought he was being initiated into the black community. She called him Dante by accident.
I know. I was like, is this an invite to the cookout?
Right.
Does this count?
Like, actually, I've been invited to the cookout.
Wait, so you've said it?
I've said another person's name.
Did he notice? Did you play it off? What did you do?
I played it off. I was able to play it off. I think he pretended not to hear it because I feel like men don't give a fuck once they in the pussy.
Right.
So he wasn't about to stop. Like, did you say another?
His subconscious probably like didn't let him hear
say his mom's name. He wouldn't stop.
I think, but I
protect him at all costs.
I know he heard it, but it's like he didn't acknowledge it.
Yeah.
And I didn't acknowledge it either.
Perfect.
I was like, ooh.
You should have just been like, said his name.
Obviously,
like,
we didn't last, but. You know?
Yeah. Well, you should have said your ex's name and been like, he was so much worse than you. Like, just like talk about like you're talking shit on him or something. Like,
fuck
man,
him,
he was such a piece of shit.
I want to fuck you.
Yeah. But he definitely heard it.
He definitely heard it.
He definitely heard it.
He just didn't acknowledge it. And once he didn't acknowledge it, I didn't acknowledge it.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, that wraps that up. Yeah.
Shit, that's so funny.
Let's just
I love
slide
those
outta
things
here.
where you both are just, you both know it and you act like it didn't happen.
Yep.
Like when like you
Sometimes
fart.
that's better.
Yeah.
Just like no. Just doesn't
Some
matter.
things don't
Let's
need to
just
be
not
said.
acknowledge it.
It's like when someone like farts during sex. You're like, yeah, we both know.
It was a queen.
It was a queef. Which is a compliment, really, you know.
Wow.
This means you're really getting in there.
Are we
But,
still zebra cakes?
Yeah, sure. I like that. It's just
I
like
like
a
that
catch-all
too.
thing. We didn't really make it like a racial episode, but you know,
No,
it
it don't
be.
care. We're gonna be talking about all
Yeah.
types of shit. So
Yeah, exactly.
Wait, is this the first one?
I think so. Yeah.
We have another
But those are more for like clips. I feel like this is like the first like full length episode.
full length episode. We have the
Yeah.
other one for clips that we should still get some clips out
Yeah,
of.
there's still some more shit. There's still some more
Okay.
meat on those bones.
Okay.
But in terms of a full episode, I like having a guest. I think it like helps us like have someone to bounce off of and everything like that.
Yep,
you know?
yep. Well, should we do a wrap up?
I think just talking about you saying your ex's name in bed is a good
good.
wrap up.
Okay.
But I don't know. I mean, do you have anything you want to plug? I don't know.
Eh.
Should have zebra cakes to like cheers off at the
I
end
was
of each
literally
episode.
just thinking
Oh,
that.
like you
Or the
cheers
guest
and
has
invite
to
'em?
eat and give a live review of their opinion on zebra cakes.
Oh, because a lot of
Okay.
people haven't tried them. That'd be
it's
funny.
honestly
Yeah,
one
yeah.
of my favorite things. So I love
That
the
is
name.
so funny.
I love
Okay.
zebra cakes.
Okay, yeah, that's cool. We'll get.
I haven't
that
had one
for
since
the next
childhood.
one.
I definitely haven't like willingly
Or
had
like a
one in a
snack
while.
after you're done.
Yep. Well, that was zebra cakes.
Yeah.
We're gonna go eat waffles and ice cream.
Where our opinions make the world shake.